As social animals, we place a lot of importance on the opinions of other people. It's a basic human desire to feel accepted and liked by our peers. It's built into our DNA, and as such, we often measure our success and failures based on what people think of us. In this video, we are going to give you our top 6 tips on how to begin caring less about what others think, and how to create a new mindset that will help dissipate your anxiety about being liked, and ultimately, get back to a healthier relationship with yourself. Stick around until the end of the video to find out how to make a growth list, which will help you get on track to freeing yourself from the opinions of others. From when we first start school and want to fit in with our classmates, to our jobs and careers later in life when we want to be accepted and respected by our colleagues, caring about what others think is just part of the territory that comes with living in a human society. This has never been truer in the modern day, with the rise of social media and the influencer, where literally getting attention and likes for what we look like, represent, and what we post has become one of the most important aspects of life, especially for younger generations. Although it's perfectly normal to care about what others think, and necessary to have an awareness of how others view us, often it runs the risk of becoming more important than what we think about ourselves, which is not a positive way to live. Many of us are guilty of people-pleasing and putting others first. This can often lead to being taken advantage of, and as a result, it can make us feel bad about ourselves, or even embarrassed if we don't get that validation. Why did my colleague ignore me in the office? Did I do something wrong? Why didn't that girl text me back? Aren't I good enough? Not only is it mentally draining, but it's also not conducive to a happy and balanced state of mind. So let's not waste any more time and get into our top 6 tips to help you stop caring about what others think. Starting off at number 6 on our list, be your own best friend. Look, you just have to accept the fact that no matter how hard you try, you will never be able to make everyone like you. But you're not alone. No one has this ability. That's why instead of stressing over a lack of connection or acceptance from someone, you should focus on your own goals, which take you closer to the type of person you want to be. Basically, learn how to truly like and accept yourself. The good, the bad, and the ugly. This means you have to spend time really getting to know yourself. What do you like? What do you want from life? What's important to you? Make sure you're making decisions on your career, hobbies, and relationships to please you first and foremost, not someone else. Even go traveling on your own. This is a great way to achieve self-transformation and really get to know yourself. Traveling with friends is a lot of fun, but when you're alone, you open yourself up to new experiences and meeting new people that you wouldn't have had the opportunity to otherwise. You'll be forced out of your bubble and comfort zone, and that can only be a positive thing. Number 5. Know your values. Following on from the last point, knowing what it is that matters to you, who you are and what you want is of utmost importance to understanding what it is you truly value and what you're aiming for in life. Once you know these answers, you have something to believe in and stand up for, and what others think suddenly becomes significantly less important. This will cause you to finally stop saying yes to everything. You'll learn to say no when you don't feel like taking on that extra work, or when someone is trying to distract you from your professional or personal development. When you've got this figured out, it's then easier to surround yourself with the right people. This brings us on to number 4, finding your tribe. You're not going to be accepted by everyone, but we guarantee there are lots of like-minded people in this world who will identify with you and appreciate the person you are. This is exactly why you shouldn't waste time working hard to persuade others to like you. And if you feel you have to do this, then they aren't your people. Put yourself out there by being authentically and unapologetically you, and you will attract those who are. Professor and author Brené Brown sums up this point perfectly in her book, which you should read, Daring Greatly. Because true belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world, our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance. Surround yourself with people who you would want to be like, those who are self-assured, confident, and live lives according to their own values and standards. These people will rub off on you in no time. Number 3. Let yourself be vulnerable. Nobody's perfect. Most of us get anxious when it comes to speaking out, standing up for ourselves, or going against the status quo. It's nerve-wracking to face the prospect of disapproval or rejection. We totally get it. But listen, we don't grow as individuals by playing it safe and following the crowd, but by giving ourselves the chance to fail. If you know what matters to you, then trust yourself and just go for it. Let go of perfection. The idea that being right equals admiration and acceptance is pretty futile, because perfection is a total illusion. Especially when you realize that other people's perception of you is actually more to do with them than you. Number 2. Keep things in perspective. No one cares. Now, we're not saying that to be mean, but the truth is, no one is that special. And although we might go through our daily lives agonizing over how others might be judging us, it should be of some comfort to know that everyone is thinking the exact same thing. Everyone has their own stuff to deal with in their lives, their own complicated relationships, neuroses, and schedules. Too much to really give a monkeys about anyone else's. Ultimately, we're too busy with our own perceived failings and shortcomings to notice those of others. It's sad but true that typical human nature encourages us to filter the world through our own ego, thinking in terms of me and my. What this boils down to is the simple fact that unless you're doing something to directly affect someone else or their life, they're not really going to spend much time thinking about you. Think of it this way. If it's true that, as studies suggest, people have on average 50,000 thoughts a day, that means that if someone actually thinks of little old you 10 times in one day, that only equates to 0.02% of their total daily thoughts. It's not really worth worrying about when you think of it like that, is it? Even when there is the perfect opportunity to judge someone, people are still more concerned about how they may be judged or perceived. Once you realize that other people's minds work in this way, it's a crucial step on your journey towards freedom. Okay, in at number 1 on our list, you can't please everyone, so stop trying. What's the worst thing that can happen if someone is judging you? Honestly, the chances are absolutely nothing. People judge, people hate, people are jealous. It's part of our nature. There will always be someone who will judge us, no matter what we do or how nice we are to them, whether it's at work, at school, or playing Call of Duty online. Remember how we said no one really cares because they're too wrapped up in their own lives? Well, this applies here too. Even if someone is judging us for a split second, it's unlikely they're going to confront us or even react at all. So with this in mind, there's absolutely no reason not to stand up for yourself, for what you believe in, and standing firm and outspoken on your opinions, beliefs, and choices. You will always encounter those who will disagree with you, so why not express your true feelings? In fact, behaving like this will have the added benefit of actually gaining respect from those who may still disagree with you. So considering this, in addition to focusing on yourself, focus your attention on those closest to you, your best friends, family, or spouse. After all, after yourself, these are the people that truly matter. It's true that you will never be able to stop people from judging you, but you can stop it from affecting you. Okay, so we promised to share our information on how to create a growth list to help you. But before we get into it, if you're enjoying the video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more great content. So, a growth list. This is a little known tool which is simply a list of all the things in your life that make you uncomfortable. Fear, insecurities, worries, anything that puts you on edge. So, write these down. Then, one by one, you confront and do them, or do something that forces you to face that fear or insecurity. For example, if you're scared of heights, go skydiving. If you're scared of rejection, try performing a stand-up comedy routine at an open mic night. You might want to do this a couple of times, but then you should find that miraculously, you've conquered that fear. Once you've ticked off one on your list, move on to the next. This exercise might sound pretty scary, but it really is a game changer for helping you push outside of your comfort zone and consequently helping your personal growth. You can have the best intentions for getting over your fears and becoming a better version of yourself. But until you act, nothing will change, which is the perfect reason to write a growth list. So that's it for today's video. We hope this rundown of our top 6 ways to stop caring what others think has been informative and helpful. As a reminder of what we've discussed, firstly, you must learn to be your own best friend and know your values. Once you've gotten this down, surround yourself with positive people and find your tribe. You should allow yourself to be vulnerable and imperfect. Remember, you can't please everyone. Write a growth list to help you and keep everything in perspective. In the nicest possible way, no one really cares except you. Thanks for watching today's video, and we'll see you next time.